Today, we are unpacking a really massive universal friction point for literally every business, government, and, well, individual out there. We're talking about managing limited resources. We're going to uncover the hidden mechanics of decision-making and those absolute core concepts that drive real economic strategy. To get us started, picture this very real scenario. What would a company actually do with an unexpected $10 million? I mean, they could build a shiny new factory, develop some crazy cutting-edge product, hire top-tier talent, or maybe even expand internationally. But here's the catch. Even with $10 million, a business simply cannot maximize all of those investments at the exact same time. They are forced to make a choice. And that choice? It's driven entirely by the reality of scarcity. So here is our roadmap for today. First, the reality of scarcity. Second, choices and opportunity cost. Third, thinking at the margin. And finally, maximizing efficiency and the PPF. Okay, kicking things off with Section 1, the reality of scarcity. You know, the fundamental tension behind why resources always feel so incredibly limited really comes down to distinguishing our operational needs from our strategic wants. Needs are your absolute non-negotiables, the stuff essential for survival, like basic infrastructure, food, water, healthcare. But wants? Well, wants are those luxury additions we deeply desire but can technically live without. Luxury cars, massive vacations, you get the idea. The core economic challenge here is that human and corporate wants are constantly expanding, while our resources, they remain stubbornly fixed. So why does this happen? Just think about the constraints every single business faces on a daily basis. You've got finite natural resources and limited labor. I mean, you can't just instantly conjure up thousands of highly skilled workers out of thin air, right? Combine that with limited financial capital, the absolute undeniable limit of time, and the boundaries of our current technology. Scarcity is not just some textbook theory, it is a permanent economic reality. Moving right along to Section 2, choices and opportunity cost. This sequence right here is absolutely crucial because we live in a world of scarcity. We're backed into a corner where we are forced to make a choice. And every choice naturally creates a trade-off. Ultimately, that trade-off results in an opportunity cost. Think about it. If a manufacturer only has the factory capacity to make either 10,000 smartphones or 5,000 premium laptops, well, choosing those smartphones means sacrificing the laptops. It's a chain reaction. Let's make this even more concrete. Imagine a company staring down a fixed advertising budget of $500,000. They have option A, go all in on television advertising, or option B, pour every cent into digital. A trade-off happens when getting more of one thing means you absolutely have to give up some of another. Choosing TV means actively sacrificing that digital reach. The alternatives on the table, that's your trade-off. But what is the actual tangible cost of making that sacrifice? And that brings us to opportunity cost. This is literally the value of the next best alternative you gave up when you made your choice. Let's say a business decides to use a vacant building it already owns as a warehouse. The cost of doing that isn't zero just because they own the place. The opportunity cost is the rental income they could have earned by leasing it out to somebody else. That forgone rent, that's the true cost of their choice. Opportunity cost is about what you give up, not simply what you spend. Let me say that again because it's a real game changer. It is not always about money. If an entrepreneur spends 6 months grinding away, pouring sweat into developing a new business, the opportunity cost includes the steady salary, the alternative job, or even just the diverse life experiences they gave up by not taking a traditional 9-to-5 during those 6 months. It's all about that lost potential. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to split costs into 2 distinct buckets. First, explicit costs. These are your direct monetary payments, writing a check for salaries, paying rent, buying raw materials. Pretty straightforward. But implicit costs, these are kind of like phantom costs. This is the value of resources the business already owns but could have used somewhere else, like the owner's personal time or their own capital. If a business wants to make sound, rational economic choices, they have to calculate both the explicit and the implicit, the whole shebang. Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, thinking at the margin.
Here's the thing. Businesses rarely make massive, all-or-nothing, burn-the-boats kind of decisions. Instead of asking, is this entire operation good or bad, they ask, what happens if we do just a little bit more? That is marginal analysis, and the rule is incredibly simple. If the marginal benefit from doing one more unit is greater than the marginal cost, you keep going. Do more.
Let's put a real number to this so it clicks. Imagine a restaurant manager trying to figure out whether to keep the doors open for 1 extra hour tonight. If they stay open, they estimate they'll ring up about $600 in extra revenue. That is your marginal benefit. But paying the kitchen staff, keeping the lights on, and the food costs for that specific extra hour, that'll run them $350. That's the marginal cost. You just subtract that $350 cost from the $600 revenue, and boom, you get a crystal clear $250 marginal benefit. Because the benefit beats the cost, staying open makes perfect economic sense. But hey, if it was a slow night and revenue dropped to $300, suddenly they're losing $50 and the decision completely flips. That right there is the absolute power of thinking at the margin.
All right, bringing us home with Section 4, maximizing efficiency in the PPF.
When businesses figure out how to allocate scarce resources, like, say, dividing a team of 100 brilliant software engineers across AI, cybersecurity, and customer support, they're actually chasing two very distinct types of efficiency. Productive efficiency simply means making your goods at the absolute lowest feasible cost, trimming the fat, avoiding waste, but you also desperately need allocative efficiency. That means directing those resources to create the specific things that provide the greatest value to your consumers. Actually, think of it this way. You could be highly productive at making something that absolutely nobody wants to buy. True economic efficiency requires hitting the nail on the head with both.
To help visualize this juggling act, economists use a really brilliant concept called the Production Possibility Frontier, or PPF. Imagine a clothing company making basic shirts and premium jackets. If they are operating directly on the PPF curve, let's call it the green zone, they are hitting maximum efficiency. They're perfectly balancing machines and workers to produce a mix of shirts and jackets. Now, if they want more jackets, they have to slide along that curve and give up some shirts. That slope? That's our old friend opportunity cost. What if they are operating inside the curve, in the red zone? That means they've got idle factories or maybe inefficient processes. Resources are just going to waste. And if they aim for a point way outside the curve, in the block zone, well, with their current resources and technology, no way. It's totally unattainable. Just a dream.
So bringing this all together gives us a highly systematic framework to defeat the daily chaos of scarcity. When you're facing a tough call, first pinpoint the exact scarce resource. Then list out your available alternatives. Next, rigorously evaluate the benefits, the costs, and for sure, uncover that hidden opportunity cost. Finally, compare the margin. Figure out what happens if you do just a little bit more, which ultimately guides you to choose the absolute best possible path.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a quick question to chew on for the rest of the day. What is the opportunity cost of the very next choice you make? Seriously. Whether it's how you decide to spend a massive corporate budget or just how you spend the next hour of your own time. Choosing one path always means sacrificing another. The true price of your choices isn't just what you spend, it is what you give up. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the mechanics of scarcity and choice. Now get out there and make your next decision a highly efficient one.